Part 4. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 31. Bai Muchuan is afraid of the dark and most afraid of watching horror movies. But he couldn't help but look at it. He was trembling with fear and couldn't stop looking at it. When he watches horror movies, what he finds scariest are not ghosts or bloody scenes. Instead, I saw a ghost appear quietly next to the character, but the character didn't know it, looking at the shot of other people across the way staring at him in fear. And at this moment, this scene happened to me. Jang Kyun, who was as calm as a man, could actually be frightened like this. Bai Muchuan's heart stopped for a few seconds and then started beating like crazy. He was too scared to look back. What on earth is it? Bai Muchuan felt that his limbs were cold and he could hardly breathe. Help, help. Elder sister. I want to go home. He didn't know why he subconsciously looked at Cheng Ling for help. Why? Cheng Ling was seen holding a short wooden stick in his hand, aiming at his head. Before he could react, the small wooden stick spun and flew towards his head. Whoosh! Bai Muchuan saw something falling from before his eyes. A spider with webbing hanging from a tree. Bai Muchuan was in shock, covering his chest and looking at the fluffy spider on the ground. It turns out to be just a spider. Don't be afraid, the spider doesn't lie on your face. From your angle, it looks like it's just lying on your face, Cheng Ling said. Bai Muchuan discovered that Cheng Ling's words of comfort were not addressed to him, but to Jang Kyun. Jang Kyun's face was pale, with cold sweat on his forehead. His eyes were staring at the ground, and his eyes were moving rapidly, looking for the spider that had just landed on the ground. It turns out that Jang Kyun is afraid of spiders. Now the entire network may know Jang Kyun's weakness, but Jang Kyun is not in the mood to think about it at the moment. He is too afraid that his weakness will be exposed. What's so scary? The spider somehow crawled towards Jang Kyun very quickly. To be honest, the way such a big spider crawled so fast was quite scary. Jang Kyun jumped up from the ground and did not hesitate to throw himself into the fire to die heroically. His heroic speed was breathtaking. Cheng Ling had quick eyes and quick hands. With one hand, he grabbed Jang Kyun, who was about to throw himself into the fire. With the other hand, he grabbed a wooden stick and looked at it. He jumped up and flew the spider away from a distance. Hey, even if you're scared, you can't just ignore everything, right? Cheng Ling criticized Jang Kyun in a not-so-friendly tone, as he almost broadcast his self-immolation live on the internet. If she had been training her soldiers in the past, if anyone dared to do so, they would be punished by running at night with a heavy load of 20 kilometers at least. Jang Kyun's lips were pale and he said tremblingly, "Spider, where is the spider? Brother Jang, don't be afraid, the spider has been beaten away, far away." Don't be afraid, Bai Muchuan said quickly. Jang Kyun composed himself and took several deep breaths before he could control his wildly shaking legs. Seeing that he had calmed down, Cheng Ling released her grip on his clothes. She had studied psychology and knew that she had to take him out of this tense mood at this moment, not to mention that it was live broadcast on the entire network. Let's talk about the outdoor living conditions that are not conducive to urbanites with delicate skin and tender flesh. If Jang Kyun couldn't get rid of this emotion, he would probably get sick. Tisk. So troublesome. I'm such a badass person. While Cheng Ling awarded himself the title of invincible good guy, he raised his head and cupped his fists at Jang Kyun. Jang Kyun, I apologize for questioning your identity as the king of singers before. Just because of your voice just now, it's unreasonable not to call him the king of Asian songs. Those of us in Maple City who have good ears can probably hear it. Barrage. Ha 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 ha. I don't accept anyone, but Cheng Ling's words. Yin Yang Master. Stamped and authenticated. King Jang Ji, your voice is loud and clear. I was almost sleepy just now, but this voice cheered me up. Jang Kyun was so frightened and still laughed at him. Why is Chen Ling so vicious? Please, Chen Ling is helping Jang Kyun, please. She said this to help Jang Kyun step down and to remind him that he should control the current situation. Something magical happened. Jang Kyun, whose teeth were chattering just now and whose face was pale, regained his sanity. He straightened his clothes and shook the grass residue and dirt that had just stuck to his pants. What? Hasn't teacher Cheng heard of my songs? He actually questioned my status as the king of singers. It's not that I'm afraid of spiders. Mainly because the spider is unreasonably big. I once played a game where there was a large group of spiders in a canyon, and they would transform. He stood up and returned to where he was sitting. He tried hard to hide his eyes from wandering around looking for the spider. He carefully sat down and changed the topic. Will such a big spider attack humans? Will it? Are they poisonous? Are there other insects in this forest that are also big? I don't know if it was his imagination, but his neck, ankles, and ears seemed to start to itch, as if he had been bitten by mosquitoes. Moreover, the buzzing sound in my ears became more and more intense. Chen Ling said in an exaggerated tone, "Who said you would take care of a weak woman like me just now? Aren't you looking for me to protect you now?" Big sister, Jang Kyun clasped his fists. Whether we two incompetent brothers can survive in this forest depends on big sister. Chen Ling immediately caught Jang Kyun's play, and said with 3 parts disdain, 3 parts coldness, 3 parts defiance and 1 part teasing, Wild Boar Forest is the territory of my Cheng family. There is nothing I can't settle in this place. Jang Kyun looked like a dog like her. Sister, what do we do next? How should we deal with these flying, biting, blood-sucking, hairy, long-legged bugs? Barrage. Wow. Didn't it mean that Chen Ling's acting skills were not good? Keep your dog eyes wide open and take a look. She successfully caught the actor's scene, and her aura completely overwhelmed him. What to do? I really want to watch this improvised scene between the two of them. I never expected that watching a variety show would be more thrilling than watching a TV series. Bai Muchuan was also convinced. Why did these two people suddenly get into trouble while they were talking? As the only person who remained calm and rational around the fire, I was really worried about the next mosquito problem. He has a physique that attracts mosquitoes extremely. As long as he doesn't spray mosquito repellent, the rest of the crew won't need to spray mosquito repellent at all. Chen Ling, what should we do? Jang Kyun had just been frightened, and the excess adrenaline in his body had no place to release, so he simply used acting to calm himself down, which could also save his dignity that had just been wiped out. Jang Kyun raised his eyebrows and said, "You brat. Why are you talking to the eldest sister? With this attitude towards Xiaobai, tonight I can only watch helplessly as the army of mosquitoes carry him back to his nest to be sucked and hummed." Chen Ling squinted with a smile on his lips. Bai Muchuan was so frightened by this statement that he got goosebumps all over his body. Oh no, you too. Jang Kyun confiscated the show. The dog-legged expression on his face looked at Bai Muchuan. What else could Bai Muchuan do? He could only clasp his fists and say, "Sister Cheng, please help me, don't let the mosquitoes carry me away." Chen Ling then slowly dragged the backpack next to him, "For the sake of correcting your attitude. Here it is." She pulled a handful of something strange out of her bag. It's like sausages threaded on a green pole. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 32. Chen Ling handed it to Jang Kyun and Bai Muchuan, whose faces were full of question marks. What is this? Jang Kyun took it curiously and observed it. This should be some kind of plant, with a red sausage-like substance covering the green stem. He unconsciously stopped acting. Is it something in your supply bag? This plant still has the moisture of being just picked, and it should not be given by the program team. Chen Ling shook her head, took one herself, and put the remaining 3 or 4 on the stone next to her. Then she explained, "This is called cattail, and rural people like to call it sausage grass. It can drive away mosquitoes when it is burned. Although it is not as efficient as modern insect repellent, it can also play a partial role." Jang Ki-eun felt a little familiar, and after a little thought, he recalled, "Hey, is this the plant growing in the grass by the stream just now?" "Yes, I picked it from there." Chen Ling took one herself, put the top of it close to the fire and lit it. "You nod like this, one can burn for 1 or 2 hours. Big sister, how do you know so much?" "Weird knowledge." Bai Muchuan sighed, lit his own, and leaned over to smell it. "This smell is quite nice." "I just read a book about this plant," Chen Ling added. "In ancient times, this plant was also used as medicine. It is said that it can regulate women's menstrual problems, stop bleeding and relieve pain, and treat rheumatism, but in most cases, it is used to repel insects." Chen Ling looked at the cattail burning with green smoke in his hand, confirmed that it was burning steadily, stood up, walked to the small shed he built, and smoked it up and down. Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan stood outside, watching curiously. After Chen Ling finished smoking, he came out of the small shed and patted his pants. "Take out your tents and sleeping bags, and fumigate them like this to avoid mosquitoes, snakes, scorpions, etc. Be careful not to burn yourself, and don't burn your supplies." "And snakes? Scorpions?" Bai Muchuan's eyebrows collapsed. "Oh, this show is so scary." But he immediately followed Chen Ling's instructions, and Jang Ki-eun took out the folding tent without hesitation. Chen Ling helped them hold the lit cattails, glanced at Jang Ki-eun, and asked in a tone that did not hurt Jang Ki-eun's self-esteem, "Do you need help setting up the tent?" Jang Ki-eun finally realized how Chen Ling felt when he was asked to take care of her. "I'm not bragging, I can set up any tent in the world." Jang Ki-eun pulled out the tent with force. "Can you set up a wild tent like the big sister, brother Jang?" Bai Muchuan, who didn't know how to look at the occasion and talked nonsense, hadn't acted yet, and was speechless with one sentence, asked with big eyes blinking. Jang Ki-eun choked. For 5 full seconds, Jang Ki-eun clasped his fists to Bai Muchuan. Chen Ling couldn't help laughing. This was her first genuine, relaxed laugh. Like the fireworks that suddenly bloomed, it was dazzling and heartwarming. "Barrage. Wow, Chen Ling looks so good when she laughs. Like a spring flower." "Sorry, I sang along." To be honest, Chen Ling always hypes up how pretty she is. I used to think she was just so-so, but today, I see she is so pretty. Tisk, what? It's because the light is too dim that they added a pretty filter to her. It's the same as when we looked at the beautiful photos of Hong Kong beauties in the last century, mainly because we can't see clearly. Is it so hard to admit that someone is pretty? Hey, I don't know if you noticed that Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan were dumbfounded, right? Wooden man number 1 Jang Ki-eun and wooden man number 2 Bai Muchuan stared at Chen Ling. Chen Ling's smile was about to burst. She saw the two people's misbehavior and lowered her head to clear her throat. Jang Ki-eun came back to his senses and lowered his head to look at his tent. On the tent packaging, it was clearly printed in oversized fonts that 1000-degree myopic patients could read without glasses. Fool one-button folding tent. Jang Ki-eun thought. The program team took too much care of me. Am I such a mentally retarded person in the program team's mind? Is the program team too targeting Chen Ling? Chen Ling watched Bai Muchuan pull out the sleeping bag and Jang Ki-eun also put up the tent, and handed them the cattails that he was temporarily holding for them, and instructed them how to smoke more effectively. "You do this, put the cattail's head down, and smoke from top to bottom. Yes, that's it, and don't waste the cattail ashes, collect them and scatter them around, which can also have a certain effect of repelling mosquitoes." The 3 people finished smoking seriously. Chen Ling couldn't help yawning. "That's it, I'll sleep first. You two can do whatever you want, but as long as one of you falls asleep, You have to wake me up. Then can you sleep in the tent? I really want to experience this primitive shed you built. Jang Ki-eun said. His big watery eyes flashed with a craving light. Chen Ling was stared at by such a pleading gaze, and it was really a bit overwhelming. Ah, damn it. Okay, Chen Ling nodded very reluctantly. On the one hand, Jang Ki-eun felt that sleeping in a tent would definitely be more comfortable, and on the other hand, he really wanted to try this primitive shed. It looked so fun. When Chen Ling nodded, he couldn't wait to get in, only to find that the shed was actually more spacious than he had imagined, and it was amazing that it was really comfortable inside. There were gravel and firewood and hay underneath, and the way they were placed minimized the feeling of potholes, and there was a fresh fragrance of grass and trees inside. All human beings' first memories are in their mother's belly. Human beings' love for tents is spontaneous, natural, and pure. Jang Ki-eun was full of joy, until Bai Muchuan also got in. Wow, brother Jang, it's so comfortable in here. So fun. It's not so fun after you get in. But we can't always kick him out. Jang Ki-eun looked at Bai Muchuan lying flat. He was 1.8 meters tall, but his feet were not even exposed. Wow, it's so spacious. So fun. When I go back, I will definitely ask the big sister to help me build one in my backyard, Bai Muchuan shouted excitedly. You're dreaming, Jang Ki-eun said. Speaking of which, Chen Ling seems to like this brat very much and takes good care of him. He slapped Bai Muchuan and said in a deep voice, get up first and keep watch with me for a while. On the other side, Chen Ling quickly got into the tent and zipped up the tent. The wildfire gradually quieted down. The breath of the forest only came through the screen at this moment, infecting the audience watching the live broadcast. The dense forest, unlike the light bulb, the real fire gave off a golden glow, the long insects chirped, and the wind blew through the treetops, making a sound like the sound of waves. The audience yawned a few times, holding their mobile phones, staring at the screen, brushing their teeth and washing their faces, lying on the bed and staring at the mobile phone screen, and fell asleep unknowingly. The sleeping audience missed Chen Ling's wonderful performance in the second half of the night. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 33. The members of the H Rangers are very afraid of the devil coach Chen Ling. Especially Chen Ling's training of them to sleep. Running, weight-bearing, exercise, memorizing materials, and practicing combat shooting are all child's play. Chen Ling requires them to, first, have the ability to fall asleep in seconds. Second, even if they fall asleep, they must keep a nerve, and even if they fall asleep, they must sense the danger around them. Third, if they do not have the conditions to sleep, they must find a way to keep themselves awake and sharp. The soldiers under Chen Ling can do this. And Chen Ling is a master of sleep. After she entered the tent, she only took off her coat, put it by her hand, lay down, and counted down in her heart, 3, 2, 1. The brain sent a sleep signal. Visual nerve feedback, already dormant. Tactile nerve feedback, already dormant. All parts of the trunk and limbs, already dormant. Auditory nerve feedback, 120% alert. Chen Ling did not dream, she kept a nerve and listened to the movement outside. It's not that she doesn't trust Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan, but that she doesn't trust anyone except herself. In her dream, she could still hear Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan chatting casually. Later, Bai Muchuan's voice became lower and lower, and finally, his breathing became long. Bai Muchuan fell asleep. But Jang Ki-eun didn't call Chen Ling. Chen Ling knew that he wanted to let her sleep a little longer. Jang Ki-eun rubbed his face, came out of the shed, sat outside, and poked the fire with a stick, trying to make the sleepiness go away. He poked the fire and rubbed his stomach. He ate a rabbit leg, although it was not particularly full, but at least he was not hungry. Moreover, cattails are quite useful. He has never been bitten by mosquitoes again, and the buzzing sound in his ears has disappeared. Although he participated in the program before to help Fu Yubin, he was really annoyed when he heard that Chen Ling was there. Unexpectedly, now he actually felt that it was great that Chen Ling could participate in this program, and he was lucky to be able to stay with Chen Ling to keep watch. The sparks made crackling sounds, the flames swayed, and a fiery red light was reflected in his black eyes. Jang Ki-eun felt his eyelids getting heavier and heavier. Soon, the fire pile was doubled in front of his eyes. Jang Ki-eun's body swayed, he gritted his teeth, lay on the ground and did a set of 20 push-ups, and sat up again. When he was sleepy, he gritted his teeth and did another set. He still had to work hard to be quiet. Just when he did the 10th set, he heard the sound of the tent being unzipped. Chen Ling put on her outdoor coat and walked out of the tent in high spirits, with a flush on her face. "Is Bai Muchuan asleep? Why didn't you call me?" Her voice was a little soft and sticky. "Did I wake you up?" Jang Ki-eun asked instead of answering. He had tried very hard to restrain himself from making any noise while doing push-ups. "I'm awake. I said, I don't have to sleep, you should call me." Chen Ling sat down by the fire. "Okay, go to sleep." After a while, Chen Ling's confused state of just waking up completely disappeared. Jang Ki-eun even felt that it would not be a problem for Chen Ling to run a marathon at this moment. He no longer refused. It would be better to seize the time to sleep and find a way to wake up earlier. Maybe he could let Chen Ling take another nap. "Then I'll go to sleep, call me if you need anything." Jang Ki-eun stood up and walked a few steps towards his folding tent. After thinking about it, he returned to Chen Ling's tent and lay down on the other side of Bai Muchuan. He lay down and closed his eyes. 1 minute. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. Damn. I was so sleepy just now, why couldn't I fall asleep as soon as I lay down? Chen Ling stared at the fire, listening to Jang Ki-eun's ups and downs of breathing, knowing that he was not asleep. Several times, his breathing slowed down, and then became rapid again. This was because Jang Ki-eun had a mild sequelae of being scared by a big spider before. The brain will make a judgment about sleeping at night based on the experience during the day. It will take the initiative to let the owner not fall asleep easily, so as to avoid danger again. Chen Ling thought, if Jang Ki-eun doesn't fall asleep after 20 minutes, I will go to help him and force him to fall asleep physically. She looked at the small shed she built and sighed. If I had known that my small shed would be occupied by these two guys, I wouldn't have bothered to build it. She looked up at the dark forest, a little confused. Why hasn't the person who assigned the task to the program team appeared yet? Just now, the program team ended a 3-hour emergency telephone conference. During the live broadcast, Chen Ling guessed the arrangement of their program team, which caught the program team off guard. Should we abandon the previous plan? Will netizens misunderstand that Chen Ling really got the script? After 3 hours of verbal battles, the program team decided to follow the original plan. Currently, the 7 guests are divided into 4 groups. Chen Ling, Bai Muchuan, and Jang Ki-eun are in one group, Yang Zhao and fitness coach Lu Dengfeng are in one group, parkour male star Lu Zhan is left alone, old Banjio is left alone. The program team will use drones to distribute mission items and mission cards. Action is taken as soon as it is said. The operators of the 4 unmanned transport aircraft rubbed their hands, took the remote control, and started the drone. Sitting by the fire, Chen Ling, who was squinting slowly, moved his ears. Oh, finally here. Just as she thought, using a drone. There was only a slight buzzing sound, coming from the distant sky, approaching in her direction, getting closer and closer. Chen Ling bent down, picked up a half-fist-sized stone that she had selected, put it in the right pocket of her outdoor jacket, and zipped up the pocket. Then, she took off her coat, rolled it into a long strip, with the stone hanging at the bottom, holding the left cuff in her hand. A bright red spot flashed across the dark sky. The drone operator stared at the screen in his hand carefully. It was dark, the forest canopy was dense, and there were many active nocturnal birds, which increased the difficulty of operation. Sweat appeared on his forehead. The drone hovered in the forest for nearly 20 minutes, but still could not find the target. Finally, a faint fire appeared on the screen, and the drone operator breathed a sigh of relief. This is the camp where Chen Ling and his team are stationed. The operator operated the drone, flew towards the fire, carefully shuttled through the canopy, and finally hovered steadily above the fire. The operator wiped his sweat and prepared to drop the mission card and the bag of supplies. He turned the camera and looked down. He was caught off guard and looked into Chen Ling's eyes. At this moment, Chen Ling was standing by the fire in short sleeves, looking up at the drone, holding something in his hand. Supervisor Lin, who had been paying close attention to Chen Ling in front of the screen, took a breath. He saw Chen Ling's mouth corner slightly raised. This smile, damn, it looks familiar. Then, he remembered. Before Chen Ling robbed the squirrel, it was this smile. He immediately grabbed the intercom. Supervisor Lin's roar came from the operator's earphone, UAV number 1, call UAV number 1. Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately. Chen Ling is planning to hijack the plane. What is he trying to hijack? The operator's brain was stuck. Then, he saw Chen Ling rub a long strip of something with force. As soon as he let go, a black, long strip of something pierced the darkness and rushed towards the drone. The operator saw the screen in his hand shake violently, and then the propeller of the drone was stuck by something and stopped working. The picture transmitted by the camera on the drone body began to rotate rapidly. Chen Ling jumped lightly on the spot for a few times, and then started to run. She jumped up lightly, stepped on the tree trunk with one foot, climbed on the branch that was 2 people high with one hand, jumped up, and grabbed the falling drone. The camera of the drone transmitted from the screen in the operator's hand finally stopped shaking. A beautiful smiling face appeared on the screen. Thank you for the drone, I'm sorry to refuse it. Operator. Who said I would send you a drone? I used the drone to send you supplies. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 34. The barrage is boiling again. I was just cursing that I drank too much coffee in the afternoon. Now I am grateful to the coffee shop. The coffee concentration is so high that I did not miss such a wonderful scene. My eldest sister is so skilled. What kind of operation is this? Drone operator, what happened? I actually experienced a hijacking. Squirrel wipes tears, things are changing. Show crew, this time it's your turn to be robbed by a female robber. The program crew looked confused. This female guest, this is not how this show works. Question, is this operation bad? Why use a drone? That is, this is the resource of the program team. If you damage the things of the program team, the operator will probably be scolded to death. If you don't like watching, please leave. Okay, who says you can't use the show crew's drones? Survival in desperate situations, as the name suggests, is to use all resources to survive. That's right, isn't it just a drone? Our eldest sister can afford to pay. It doesn't matter if you can't afford the compensation, we are willing to crowdfund. Although the program team did not expect it, the program team is probably shocked at this moment. JPG, the program team must be happy, isn't it just a drone? Chen Ling's move will probably make the popularity soar. I feel sorry for those viewers who fell asleep and missed a big show. Hey, is actor Jong moving? Jong Ki-eun had just felt sleepy and was about to fall asleep, when he heard a slight buzzing sound. Sure enough, as Chen Ling expected, the program team really used a drone to deliver the mission in the middle of the night. Jang Ki-eun initially ignored it. He didn't want to miss the sleep that came so easily. Until he heard the sound of Chen Ling jumping outside. What is Chen Ling doing? Jang Ki-eun straightened up his upper body curiously and looked outside the shed. I just happened to see Chen Ling's graceful jump and the whole process of taking away the drone. That set of movements was smooth and neat, with not a single superfluous movement. But this is not the key issue. Why did Chen Ling want to catch the drone? Jang Ki-eun immediately got out of the shed and rushed towards Chen Ling, who was inspecting the transport drone. Teacher Chang, Boss Chang, what are you doing? Chen Ling pointed her finger at the switch of the drone, pressed it for a long time, and turned to Jang Ki-eun and said, do you still need to ask? Please accept the kindness of the program team. I am worried that there are too few supplies. Jang Ki-eun was extremely shocked and pointed at the multi-layered plastic bag hanging under the transport drone. This bag is a material prepared by the program team, right? Not the drone. Chen Ling stretched out a finger, shook it, and said disapprovingly, who said it's not possible? Before we came to the show, we were told that you can use all the resources around you to survive. Do I remember correctly? Jang Ki-eun. But, we are recording a program after all. Chen Ling took off the bag that the drone carried, put the powered-off drone in his hand, as if looking at a trophy, and said excitedly, wow! This drone is good, it has 4 propellers, you can remove them, use it as a knife or tool. I can disassemble the motor, screws, accessories, and camera and assemble them into simple and practical gadgets. Jang Ki-eun didn't understand, what are these things for? Chen Ling looked up, with the excitement of hunting the prey remaining on his face. Outdoors, the most important thing is the tools at hand. If we don't have tools, we have to make tools. In this way, we can greatly increase the chance of survival and make our life a little more comfortable. What can a propeller be used for? It can be sharpened and used as a knife for hunting. It can also be used to scale and remove the internal organs of fish. It can be used to peel food, and it can also play a role in fixing it. Imagine if you fell into a deep pit, how would you climb out? If there is such a strong one-shaped tool, you can escape by inserting it into the wall of the pit, Chen Ling said. Jang Ki-eun was stunned. Of course, I can keep most of the drone and leave a propeller. Then I can open the drone and fix the direction, and it can act as a temporary fan. If I put a lit cattail in front of the rotating propeller, the wind will blow the cattail smoke to the designated area, which is more effective in repelling mosquitoes. When she saw the shocked expression on Jang Ki-eun's face, she knew she had said too much. He immediately changed the subject. Of course, these are what I learned from the book, just talk on paper. Jang Ki-eun sighed, even if you are just talking on paper, your extraordinary knowledge reserve is astonishing. After saying that, he couldn't help but yawned. Can't you sleep? Chen Ling looked at Jang Ki-eun's haggard face. Do you want me to help you? Barrage. Sorry. I've read too many pornographic books. I suddenly lost my mind. To be honest, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I actually don't feel sexy at all, and I'm even worried about Jang Ki-eun. I think Chen Ling's method of helping was probably to knock him out with a hand knife to help him sleep. I just entered the live broadcast room, what did I miss? Who dares to hit Jang Ki-eun? If nothing else, Chen Ling, a woman, would definitely do such a thing in order to survive. Is Chen Ling so mean? Please, the black man in charge of Sister Chen, please leave immediately, there is no room for you to play here. Jang Ki-eun was also obviously stunned. After a long time, he swallowed his saliva and asked hesitantly, how do you plan to help? Chen Ling raised his right hand. Jang Ki-eun, who was extremely vigilant, immediately took a big step back. Chen Ling. Jang Ki-eun covered the back of his neck. Don't hit me, I'm afraid of pain. Chen Ling didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Have you read too many martial arts novels? I want to knock you out. In front of so many viewers across the country? Are you kidding? What if I really knock you out, and then your fans go to the Public Security Bureau to sue me for assault? Will I still be able to make a living? Heroes have always emerged from bullet screens. Someone immediately grasped the key point of Chen Ling's words. Sister Chen meant that if it wasn't a live broadcast now, there would be evidence left, and she would really do it. Now that you say that, I think so too. Jang Ki-eun breathed a sigh of relief and put down his hand that was protecting the back of his neck. Then how can you help? Chen Ling raised her right hand fingers, starting from the index finger, then the middle finger, ring finger, and little finger, making a wave-like shape. Repeatedly. This is a sleep-inducing gesture that is very popular with hypnotists. You lie down, look at my fingers, don't blink, and you will fall asleep soon. Jang Ki-eun was skeptical, but he still nodded. Then I'll trouble you. After saying that, he returned to the shed and lay down with his head facing outwards this time. Chen Ling squatted at the entrance of the shed, raised her hand, and placed it just above Jang Ki-eun's head. Look at my hand, and count silently in your heart 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and repeat like this. Jang Ki-eun said and looked at Chen Ling's hand obediently. Chen Ling's fingers are very thin and long, but there are shallow calluses on the palms and fingertips, which have a strange contrasting beauty. The fingers rose and fell like waves, swaying. The soul travels through the 18th line. The female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 35. Jang Ki-eun felt his eyelids begin to get heavy, but he still stared at the finger hovering above his face. After a while, he seemed to be immersed in water. All sounds disappeared, and only the shaking and swaying fingers were left in front of his eyes. Like a string of mysterious characters falling on his retina. Click. Something broke in his head. Jang Ki-eun's eyelids stuck together, but the dancing fingers still flashed repeatedly in his brain, over and over again. He tilted his head and fell into a deep sleep. Chen Ling noticed that Jang Ki-eun had fallen asleep, but she did not stop, but continued to squat and dance her fingers in front of his eyelids. Until his breathing became long and distant. Chen Ling then withdrew her hand, supported her knees, and stood up. No way, actor Jang really fell asleep. It's been less than 2 minutes. Is it acting? How could he fall asleep so quickly? Maybe Jang Ki-eun was too tired, and Chen Ling's actions just gave him a strong psychological hint. As a graduate of the Beijing University of Brain Neurology with a master's degree, I can tell you responsibly that an excellent hypnotist can use the regular movement of objects to quickly hypnotize people. That's amazing. Can Chen Ling open a class to teach this skill? I feel that parents and nannies who take care of children must want to learn this skill. If Chen Ling opens a class, I will be the first to sign up. My son has difficulty sleeping and needs to be coaxed for 2 hours every day before he can fall asleep. Chen Ling stood up and went to the fire, took Jang Ki-eun's backpack and put it on the side of Jang Ki-eun's head. If you don't understand, ask, why did Chen Ling put the bag next to the head of the actor Jang? Because Bai Muchuan sleeps with his head facing inward and Jang Ki-eun's head facing outward. Bai Muchuan will accidentally kick Jang Ki-eun's head. Putting a skull bag can avoid this from happening. Oh, that's it. Chen Ling is very considerate. Wait, according to this logic, is Zhang Yingdi's foot aimed at Bai Muchuan's head? Who will protect Bai Muchuan's head? How can I say it? Does Bai Muchuan have such a luxury as a brain? Maybe if Zhang Yingdi's golden foot kicks his head, he will be enlightened. Chen Ling sat down by the fire, raised his hand to add some firewood to the fire, and then began to unpack the plastic package sent by the drone. The package was about the size of a shoebox, with 3 layers of plastic bags inside and outside. On the top were 3 task cards. The contents on the 3 task cards were exactly the same. Chen Ling picked up one and read the words on it by the firelight. Welcome to the Wild Boar Forest, Primeval Forest. Located in the Wild Boar Forest, a primeval dense forest in northern China, there is a legend unknown to outsiders. According to the legend, a group of terrible beasts are sleeping in this dense forest. Weak urbanites, you came at the wrong time, the sleeping beasts have awakened. They are afraid of the sun and can only wait for the night to fall before they set out to hunt you. Don't despair, hope is ahead. In the depths of the Wild Boar Forest, there is a mysterious treasure house. The owner of the house holds huge wealth and a map of the Wild Boar Forest. Weak urbanites, can you reach the house safely before the next sunset? Mission objective: before the next sunset, find the abandoned wooden house and persuade the owner of the house to give you wealth and a map. Chen Ling read it again from the beginning. That's it? Too simple, right? Yes, a variety entertainment program can't be too demanding. Chen Ling put the task card aside with a blank expression, which made the audience in front of the screen anxious. Ah, is it a task card? What's written on it? From this angle, you can't see the words on the task card in the hands of the big sister. Program crew, don't play dead, put the task card content on the screen. Don't brush it, Chen Ling is going to open the supply pack, brush it again and the barrage will be turned off. Chen Ling opened the plastic packaging, which contained 3 small packages. Chen Ling weighed it in her hand and felt that the weight was no different, so she opened one at random and put the other 2 on the ground. A rectangular medicine box, a stainless steel rice bowl, and a pack of sanitary napkins. Chen Ling glanced at the introduction on the medicine box: drinking water disinfection effervescent tablets. She pursed her dry lips. The water replenished by the wild fruits that Zhang Qiun found was almost consumed. Drinking water is the most urgent problem she needs to solve at present. Although it is close to the stream water cannot be drunk directly. It must be specially treated, otherwise it is easy to get diarrhea or even drink parasites that are harmful to health. Now it's good, a stainless steel rice bowl can boil water, and a box of 15 packs of effervescent tablets. With these 2 things, Chen Ling can live in this forest for half a year. Although she wanted to go to the stream to fetch water to drink, she didn't dare to leave the camp. The 2 idiots in the camp were sleeping so soundly, and if she left and was really taken away by wild animals, she would feel bad. Asterisk. In the early morning, Wang Zhen woke up from her sleep. As a qualified agent, her life was filled with the work arrangements of artists. She sent Chen Ling to the survival program group yesterday, and hurriedly accompanied another artist to the set to film. This filming lasted until the early morning. The filming site was in the mountains, and the signal was not good. Although I wanted to see Chen Ling's performance in the survival program, the network was too slow and the live broadcast room kept spinning. The artist's performance on the set was not good and he was scolded all the time. Sister Zhen had to apologize to the director. After shooting until late at night, Sister Zhen went back to the room to rest. She wanted to check Weibo, but she was too tired and fell asleep before Weibo opened. The next day, the artist she brought had no scenes to shoot. Sister Zhen gave a few instructions and hurried out of the mountain area by car. She clicked on Weibo, but the web page showed that the signal was not good. The small circle on the screen kept spinning for a long time before it finally opened. Hot topics on Weibo. The first hot list, hashtag Chen Ling hijacked hashtag. 520 million reads, 210,000 people discussed. Sister Zhen rubbed her eyes. Hashtag Chen Ling hijacked hashtag. Hijacked? Wasn't Chen Ling participating in the survival program? How could she be hijacked? Or did she quit early and encountered robbers on the plane back to Fengcheng and was hijacked? Sister Zhen's heart was pounding. The mountain roads were hard to walk on, and the screen was shaking, making her a little dizzy. With trembling fingers, she clicked on the topic hashtag Chen Ling hijacking hashtag. whoever is poked with a spear will be shit, hashtag Chen-Ling hijacking hashtag. After Chen-Ling joined the show, she robbed Squirrel and the show crew. I was worried that she would rob Bai Muchuan and Zhang Qiun. What does it mean? Wang Zhen was confused, but she was relieved a little. It seemed that she was not in danger, but the effect of the show. She went back and looked at the Weibo hot list. Wow! Chen-Ling occupied 4 of the top 10 hot lists. The other 3 are hashtag Big Sister Chen has 2 younger brothers, one is Zhang Qiun and the other is Bai Muchuan hashtag Chen-Ling hypnotizes Zhang Qiun hashtag Chen-Ling catches a drone with bare hands, and her parkour skills are better than Lu Zhan hashtag. Wang Zhen understood the whole story, and was relieved and a little amused. This kid is really unexpected. She found a comfortable position, opened the live broadcast software, and found Chen-Ling's exclusive live broadcast room to see what Chen-Ling is doing now. Chen-Ling didn't do anything. She spent a night dismembering the drone. Bai Muchuan was confused, pointing at the drone on the ground, and asked repeatedly, "What is this? Where did it come from?" You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 36. Bai Muchuan's loud voice woke up Zhang Qiun, who was still asleep. Zhang Qiun was stunned for a full 10 seconds before he realized where he was. He slept so soundly. So comfortable. He slept until dawn. He said he would take Chen-Ling's shift? I wonder if Bai Muchuan took Chen-Ling's shift and let her rest for a while. At this time, he heard Bai Muchuan continue to shout in surprise, "Why do I think this looks like a drone?" Looking at this sentence that he knew nothing about what happened last night, and this refreshing energy, it was clear that he had slept all night. Chen-Ling looked at Bai Muchuan helplessly. This man is also a talent. The quiet morning suddenly became noisy. The noise made by one person was like that of more than a dozen people. She briefly explained, "It's not a drone, it's a drone. The supplies kindly sent by the program team." "Program team, I don't have it." Zhang Qiun came out of the shed quickly and greeted Chen-Ling first, "Good morning." "Sorry, I overslept, you stayed up all night, right? You must be tired and sleepy? Do you want to go to bed now?" Bai Muchuan glanced at Chen-Ling. For convenience, her long hair was tied into a bun at the back of her head, revealing her whole face. Eyebrows are eyebrows, eyes are eyes, and she sits upright. Big sister didn't sleep the night before? No way, look at how bright her eyes are, like searchlights. Searchlight, Zhang Qiun was helpless. Bai Muchuan, please, go back and study Chinese quickly, otherwise I'm afraid that sooner or later, you will offend someone you shouldn't offend and be beaten with a sack. Zhang Qiun advised him sincerely, your Chinese teacher will probably cry in the toilet after hearing your adjectives. Bai Muchuan touched his face stupidly, but, my fans say that my choice of words and sentences is particularly amazing. Amazing. Zhang Qiun was too lazy to talk nonsense and squatted next to Chen-Ling. At this time, he found that in addition to the dismembered drone, there were 2 bags on the ground. "Hey, is this something the program team gave us?" Zhang Qiun asked. "Yes, there are 3 in total. I guess the contents should be the same, so I opened one. You 2 take one each." After saying that, Chen-Ling stood up and stretched her shoulders and neck, and said to the 2, "You 2 get ready, we will leave in a while." Bai Muchuan was thinking that this place was a great place, and he could definitely stay in this camp until the end of the show. When he heard Chen-Ling say that they would leave in a while, he immediately became anxious. "Why do we have to leave? This place is so good. There is food, drink, and shelter. It is not too cold or hot, and there are mosquito-repellent plants. It's not that I want to leave, it's the program team's request, Chen Ling said, bending down to pick up the task card that was put aside and handed it to the two people. You two study it? Jang Ki-eun took the task card and had no time to look at it, and found that Chen Ling had neatly arranged the parts of the drone, packed them in the plastic bags that the program team used to pack the materials, stuffed them into the bag, put the bag on her back, and turned to leave. Jang Ki-eun was stunned. Is she leaving? Without waiting for him to think, Jang Ki-eun threw down the task card and quickly grabbed Chen Ling's skull bag strap. Chen Ling paused, looked back at him, and asked with her eyes. Jang Ki-eun opened his mouth, but no words came out. Chen Ling made it clear that she would not team up with them. Just as determined as he had rejected Bai Muchuan before. Chen Ling prepared food for the two of them, helped to deworm, and stayed for the two of them all night. Should he still question why she abandoned the two of them? Bai Muchuan didn't have so many thoughts, and when he saw the two of them, he panicked. Hey, big sister? Are you leaving? Chen Ling glanced at Jang Ki-eun, who was holding her skull bag strap. The big man, who was about 1.8 meters tall, lowered his head and looked at her with a wronged expression. Seeing him like this, Chen Ling unconsciously remembered the puppy she had raised for a short period of half a year when she was 5 years old. Every time she left, the puppy would bite her trouser legs like this, not barking or making a fuss, just looking at her with watery eyes. Chen Ling actually didn't plan to leave. She just wanted to take care of her personal hygiene first, then get some stream water to boil and drink some water. Jang Ki-eun realized his loss of composure and let go of his hand. He looked sensible and pitiful. The puppy that he secretly raised in the ruins was the same. First, he bit his trouser legs to keep her, and then he would sensibly let go of his mouth. Now he looked more like that puppy. Woo 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 woo, the look of Emperor Jang, I'll give you everything I want. Is Emperor Jang so soft and cute? This is something I never thought of before watching the show. The useless little actress from the 18th line is actually a big shot, she can actually make Jang Ki-eun show such a little puppy expression. Chen Ling's heart softened, and she finally let out a sigh of relief. I'm not abandoning you. Let's go together later. Bai Muchuan shouted in surprise, Big sister, have you accepted our application to join the team? Well, Chen Ling sighed, yes, I'm afraid that once I leave, you two will pack up and go back to Fengcheng. Jang Ki-eun's eyes lit up when he heard this. Then go and come back quickly. Do you have any tasks for us? Find some fruits? Or, Jang Ki-eun asked happily. You two should stay here and try not to let the fire go out, also, pack up the tent and pack your backpack. Study the task card and I'll ask you guys for your opinions when I come back. Chen Ling came to the stream, took off her coat, scooped up a handful of water, washed her face and neck, and shook the water off her face. The sun shone through the treetops, casting a light on her face. The face without makeup, soaked in water, was beautiful under the refraction of light. This skin, it's still so plump and elastic after staying up all night. Chen Ling is really beautiful. Love, love, I declare that Chen Ling is my new wife. Chen Ling picked more than a dozen plump cattails, carefully put them in her backpack, scooped a bowl of water in a stainless steel basin, and put it on the ground. She didn't use water purification effervescent tablets, because there was a fire now, and boiling was also a simple, rough, and safe way to get clean drinking water. The water purification effervescent tablets are kept for use in case a large amount of water is needed and there is no way to light a fire. She put the basin full of water on the ground and said to the bushes, please turn off the camera, I need to solve a personal problem. The program team originally planned to turn off the camera when they saw the guests going to the toilet. But unexpectedly, the direction Chen Ling was facing was exactly where their camera was. Everyone outside the screen felt that Chen Ling's eyes were on them. This camera is covered with a handmade tree branch model. Not to mention the guests, even if the props team who placed the camera here came, it would take a long time to find the disguised camera. Director, he asked, turn off the camera quickly, is the camera exposed? The props team wiped their sweat, impossible, it's hidden very well, let me show you the photo. After saying that, he found the photo he took, and director he took it and enlarged it. In a large area of trees, there was no shadow of the camera. How did she find the specific location? Or was it just an accident? Chen Ling gave them too many incredible surprises. Any of her actions cannot be underestimated. Chen Ling did not simply solve her personal problems. She secretly buried something here, the GPS signal locator of the drone. Maybe she was too suspicious, but she found some unusual traces. After the show, she found an opportunity to come back here and search carefully. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 37. Chen Ling waited for a minute, giving the program team enough time to turn off the camera. After the screen went black, the barrages became even more dense. Do you want to go to the toilet outdoors? I feel so unsafe. I have never thought about this problem before. Is it troublesome for guests to go to the toilet? Don't you care about the news about Chen Ling teaming up with Jang Kyun and Bai Muchuan? Actually, I'm not that surprised. Chen Ling seems to be the kind of very responsible person at first glance, he said troublesomely. Why not still take care of the two big men? That is, the two old men slept soundly all night, and my spirit was aggravated again, dismantling the drone, and doing exercises. Do exercise? What kind of exercise do you do? Please let the class representative come out and say, I couldn't hold on and fell asleep last night. Me too, when Chen Ling hypnotized Jang Kyun, I also looked at the eldest sister's hand and fell asleep unknowingly. I happened to miss the hypnosis section. Chen Ling did push ups, crunches, and planks every once in a while last night. The female star has really put in a lot of effort to have such a good figure. Let me tell you, she ate so much roast rabbit yesterday, I still wonder why she maintains such a good figure. I can't envy you. After get off work, all I want to do is eat potato chips and watch TV dramas. How does the program team ensure that Chen Ling has solved his personal problems? You shouldn't be peeping, right? Everyone became worried. After a while, the program team gave their answer. Chen Ling appeared on the screen again. She was holding water and carrying a skull bag on her way back to the camp. Several sets of cameras by the stream were restarted. When she returned to the camp, Jang Kyun and Bai Muchuan were having a heated discussion. Chen Ling did not interrupt their argument, but moved 3 big stones and built a simple stove. He placed a stainless steel basin filled with water on top of the stones, took out a few firewood from the fire and placed them on the 3. The middle of the stone is facing the basin, and a little more firewood is added. By the way, listen to the discussion between the two. Bai Muchuan, there are wild beasts in this forest. I have watched Exploring the Savages of Shenangjia, Inventory of Unknown Beasts, and humans are not the only intelligent beings on Earth. So, this program must have discovered something. Let's be guinea pigs. I want to go home. Jang Kyun patiently said, the ones you saw were all written by unscrupulous public accounts in order to gain clicks. They are basically fake. Also, if the program team really finds something, report it to the government and find a professional. Can't the army and researchers come? Why are we here? Brother Jang, I heard that there is a group of people who like to find people as victims to sacrifice to the devil. Brother Jang, why are you kicking me? Jang Kyun covered his forehead. I'm afraid if you keep talking, you will be banned for spreading unscientific, ignorant, and superstitious beliefs. Brother, can you shut up? Bai Muchuan was unconvinced. Then tell me, what do you think? Jang Ki-eun said, the program team must have found someone to arrange it for the effect of the program, such as the beasts disguised by the staff, and the people in the cabin must also be the staff of the program team. As for the treasure, we need it most to survive outdoors. Just supplies, I think they should provide us with supplies necessary for survival, and maps. I guess the program team will arrange a mission for us to find our way out of the wild boar forest. After speaking, Jang Ki-eun raised his head and asked Chen-Ling, what do you think? Sister, are you back? Bai Muchuan turned his back and realized her return. I won't talk about my thoughts first. You try to start from the perspective of the program team. If you are the planners of the program team, what is your first and highest priority? Jang Ki-eun said, safe. Bai Muchuan thought for a while and nodded. Yes, it's safety. Chen-Ling agreed, then she stretched out her finger and made a sign of 2, what about the second most important thing? Ratings. Jang Ki-eun thought of the ratings issue that Fu Yubin mentioned repeatedly. That's right. Chen-Ling nodded in approval, under the premise of ensuring the safety of the guests, it must have ratings, be good looking, and be exciting and interesting. Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan listened carefully. When doing things, if you think more from the other person's perspective, it will save you a lot of trouble. Think about it, if I were the planner of this program and came to this place, conducted an on-site inspection, and discovered some safety hazards, how can guests avoid it? Just give you tips to avoid danger as much as possible in order to achieve your goal. I think the owner of the cabin is a staff member, but the beast may be real. Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan were stunned at the same time. Do you know how place names generally come about? Chen-Ling asked. The two shook their heads. Chen-Ling patiently explained, some are named after directions, some are named after special iconic objects, and some are named after meanings. Seeing the serious expressions of the two people, Chen-Ling decided to go into more detail. She gave an example. It is named after the direction, such as Hebei, which is north of the Yellow River. As for special landmark items, for example, Heilongjiang is named after the Heilongjiang River in the province, and Qinghai is named after Qinghai Lake. As for the symbolic items, such as Chongqing, Double Celebration, Hong Kong, because they are famous for spices, so it is a famous harbor for spices. Wow, I learned new knowledge. Bai Muchuan was amazed, but after thinking for a moment, he frowned slightly and asked, Sister, why are you talking about this? Jang Ki-eun said in a deep voice, Wild Boar Forest. Chen-Ling nodded in approval. Yes, it is said on the mission card that the forest we are in is called the Wild Boar Forest. I guess the name of the forest is probably because there are many wild boars in this forest. And our mission location, the cabin, should have more active wild boars near this place. The program team used this method to let us be careful of wild boars. The barrage was full of 666666. I'm not trying to scare you. Last night, I heard the sound of digging the ground. Chen-Ling said, if I guess correctly, it should be a wild boar. Bai Muchuan. Then let's pack up and leave. Chen-Ling shook his head, there is no rush for this moment. Let's drink some water and eat something first. Wild boars don't like to come out at this time. Jang Ki-eun, please go to the place where you picked fruits yesterday and pick some more fruits. Bai Muchuan, you also go get a basin of water and boil it before drinking. Didn't the program team give us water purifier effervescent tablets? Bai Muchuan asked. Use sparingly, and boiled water tastes better than water purified with effervescent tablets, Chen-Ling explained. He did it right away. Jang Ki-eun picked the fruit, Bai Muchuan brought the water. Chen-Ling's own water was already boiling. She put a piece of clothing on it and brought it down to cool. Big sister, this forest is so big, how can we find a cabin? Bai Muchuan took a bite of the wild fruit. It was so sour that his nose and eyes wrinkled together. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 38. Chen Ling took out the dried fruits from her skull bag and divided them into 3 portions. She pressed the triangle at the end of the chestnut with her fingers, pinched it, and took out a complete chestnut. When choosing a location for a cabin, you should generally avoid geological hazards. You must also ensure basic living needs. I think the cabin should be near the stream, and on the south bank. Because the south bank has more sunshine and less wind. In addition, the cabin is usually halfway up the mountain, not too close to the stream, because during the rainy season, the stream flow becomes larger, which is prone to danger. It cannot be at the foot of the mountain, which is also prone to water accumulation and mudslides. The wind on the top of the mountain is too strong and it is easy to be blown apart. So, we should find the halfway up the mountain on the south bank of the stream. This is the first clue. After saying that, she put the chestnut in her mouth. The chestnut is a little dry. Jang Kyun also peeled a chestnut on the side and put it in his mouth. It smelled so good. Let's try to find some dried fruits today. Jang Kyun swallowed the fragrant chestnuts in his mouth. Where did you pick these dried fruits? Muchuan and I will go find some today. We found them in the squirrel's storage room. Squirrels are good at hiding things. We don't have that much time, so we'll just pick some fruits on the way, Chen Ling said, biting open an acorn and chewing it. The squirrel's storage room. Bai Muchuan looked at Chen Ling curiously while eating. Can you teach me how to find it? We don't have that much time. Let's finish eating and pack up and get on the road. We'll find the wooden house as soon as possible and feel at ease as soon as possible. Jang Kyun drank a sip of water and asked worriedly, but, we don't have a compass, how can we tell the directions? It's very simple. In the northern hemisphere, the side of the tree with lush branches and leaves is generally facing south. There is also the wind direction and the position of the sun in the sky. It's still easy to find the direction based on comprehensive judgment. Chen Ling looked at the 2 people with a thirst for knowledge, but didn't want to explain too much. Dried fruits are delicious, but they make your mouth dry. The water that you boiled and sterilized is still a little hot, so you can't drink it. She licked her lips. You too should read more related information films in the future, study and observe, and you will find the pattern. A mineral water bottle was handed over. It was Jang Kyun. Chen Ling looked at Jang Kyun. Jang Kyun answered naturally, I wiped the mouth of the bottle with a disinfectant tissue. You can drink some. The program team has my physical examination report. I don't have any infectious diseases. Chen Ling is not a germaphobe. Not to mention that Jang Kyun wiped the mouth of the bottle. When the H-Rangers went on a mission, dozens of people often used one bottle and one set of tableware. She took it, thank you. He tilted his head back and drank a few sips, wiped his mouth casually, and handed the bottle back. Jang Kyun paused, looked at the small wet spot on the mouth of the bottle, and his heart suddenly skipped a few beats. Chen Ling saw that he didn't take the bottle, smiled apologetically, wiped the mouth of the bottle with her clean cuff, and handed the bottle back again. Jang Kyun did not hesitate this time, and quickly took the bottle and closed the lid. Chen Ling then continued, the location is not the point. The point is how we find the cabin. Since it is an abandoned cabin, someone must have lived in it or used it before. I said that people cannot live without water, and the cabin must be not far from the stream. We can walk along the stream and see the road that has been repeatedly trampled, and we can follow the road to find it. I don't think the program team will make the task too difficult. If no guest can find the cabin, it will be embarrassing. This is the second clue I mentioned. Everyone in the program team. Director He and producer Lin stared at each other. They were the program planners, and the team of dozens of people worked overtime for half a year without sleep, and the plan they found was actually deciphered by Chen Ling so casually. If they hadn't kept the information tightly covered, they would really suspect that Chen Ling had got the script. Moreover, there were a lot of wild boars outside the cabin, and they were also very troubled. But the best mission location in the whole forest is this cabin. Just as Cheng Ling said, the cabin is very eye-catching and not difficult to find. Even if it can't be found, the program team will send someone to pick up the guests. Of course, points will definitely be deducted in the end. Safety is the first issue that the program team must consider. Everyone in the program team had a thought at the same time. Cheng Ling, are you cheating? Unexpectedly, Cheng Ling stretched out the third finger. The third clue, wild boar. Everyone in the program team. What? There is a third clue, why don't I know it? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 39. Chen Lingwei explained, Zhang, Qiun found wild fruits. As long as there is one wild fruit in the forest, there can be dozens of them. The fruits will be carried to the entire forest by animals. The program team emphasized on being careful about wild animals. I guess, even if we find the cabin, it is best not to leave the cabin easily. There should be many wild boars active near the cabin. Wild boars are omnivores. When there is sufficient food, they will choose more accessible and delicious wild fruits to eat. It's a good choice. And why are there so many wild boars outside the cabin? It should be because there should be a small fruit forest in that area. With the above 3 clues, I think it won't be too difficult to find the cabin. Program team. There is indeed a small patch of more than 30 wild fruit trees outside the cabin. They thought that the guests would not be too hungry if they went to the cabin and had wild fruits to eat. The only drawback of the cabin is that there are too many active wild boars nearby. It turns out that the wild boars are just like them and have taken a fancy to the fruit trees. Some people in the program team originally murmured that Cheng Ling was brought into the team with money, a brainless beauty, a love brain, a fighting scum among scum, and they despised her very much. Now, who dares to despise her? What the hell is this scumbag? Is this the king of the awesome boss world? Director Lin recalled Cheng Ling telling him the reason why her signing fee would not be so low next time. I'm not a crazy person, I'm really capable. Even if it's easy to find, be mentally prepared today. It may take a long time to walk, moreover, walking in the woods is not easy. It consumes a lot of energy and will wear your feet. By the way, let's talk about this. Cheng Ling put down the nutshell and put the last chestnut in his hand into his mouth. While chewing, he pulled over his backpack and took out a package of sanitary napkins from the supplies delivered by the drone. You too should also have sanitary napkins in your supplies. Zhang Qiun and Bai Muchuan were a little embarrassed, but they both nodded. Cheng Ling opened the plastic package of sanitary napkins, took out 2, tore open the back package, unfolded the sanitary napkins, and demonstrated to them, you unfold it like this, spread this to the sole of the shoe, align it with the napkin, there is double-sided tape underneath. Cheng Ling looked at the outer packaging. The trademark on it was not covered, indicating that this brand of sanitary napkin should also be a sponsor. She recalled the promotional GG for desperate survival that she had read online, and it was indeed true. So, she picked up the sanitary napkin and slapped GG into the void. XX brand sanitary napkin, girls and men, you deserve it. Ha 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 ha, if I were a GG merchant, I would send money to Cheng Ling right now. I am not disgusted at all with such a silky GG method, and I also want to say, please give me, Sister Ling, more arrangements for this kind of GG. Zhang Qiun and Bai Muchuan were stunned for a moment, then they both became happy. Unexpectedly, Cheng Ling looked cold and serious, but in fact he must be a very sultry person. After Zhang Qiun laughed, he felt that he liked Cheng Ling more and more. He couldn't help but ask sincerely and doubtfully, why weren't you popular before? You were blacklisted by the entire internet, and Jang Ki-eun glanced at Bai Muchuan, whose face was full of dried fruit residue, and continued to ask in disgust, I heard that you quite admired this guy before. When Bai Muchuan heard this, he quit, hey, brother Jang, this hurts my heart. You've gone too far. You can just praise me, why do you have to step on me? Chen Ling also glanced at Bai Muchuan, oh, you're talking about him. I have a good relationship with Sister Sen, and I take care of him by the way, and we are all in the same company, you know. After speaking, he blinked. Jang Ki-eun and many viewers understood immediately. Oh, got it? Bundle marketing. Anyway, after such a long time, everyone has understood that it is pure nonsense to say that Chen Ling has no feelings for Bai Muchuan at all. How can you say you don't feel such strong contempt? Nothing else, really nothing at all. Chen Ling suddenly smiled, and that smile contained 5 points of disappointment, 3 points of unwillingness, 1 point of grievance, and 1 point of sadness. As for me not being popular, the main reason is that there are no good writers or directors who think highly of me. All the roles I received were mindless and black roles. Everyone on the internet called me Flower of Evil. Barrage. 55555, my spirit is so miserable. Can a big shot come out to crowdfund and give Chen Ling a good script? I'll transfer the money immediately. My arrogant eldest sister is actually more delicate inside than anyone else. It's been so hard for you, eldest sister, after so many years, cooperating with the company's bundled sales. I also took on a bunch of roles that were thoughtless and scolded, I even scolded you, I'm really not a human being. Stop talking, it is estimated that many people today will feel that they are not human beings. They say you can't trust the information on the internet. Why did I believe it in the first place? Chen Ling, I'm sorry. From today on, I will take good care of you. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 40. Jang Ki-eun felt a strong desire to protect her. Damn, the filthy entertainment industry, with all kinds of crooked things happening every day, and all the good roles and scripts are snatched away by the traffic. An excellent star like Chen Ling was buried. I will find a script for Chen Ling myself when I get back. If Chen Ling doesn't become popular, I won't be named Zhang. After saying that, he viciously ate the last acorn in his hand, just like chewing a capitalist who only cares about traffic. That's enough, any more would be contrived. Chen Ling thought. Chen Ling instantly put away the smile that was mixed with many emotions, as if she realized that she was speechless, and she returned to normal and clapped her hands as if nothing had happened. Okay, hurry up and eat, let's pack up and get ready to go. There will be a chance. Gold will always shine. Big sister, don't be sad. Chen Ling smiled, I know, you guys hurry up and eat. Bai Muchuan and Jang Ki-eun drank water and ate dried fruits, and under Chen Ling's command, they laid sanitary napkins as insoles. They poured the remaining cooled water into mineral water bottles, and followed Chen Ling's example, covering the fire with sand and making sure there was no spark, and then they put on their backpacks. You guys tie your trouser legs tightly and put socks on them, so that no mosquitoes will get into your pants, Chen Ling said as she bent down to tie up her trouser legs. Jang Ki-eun and Bai Muchuan tied up their trouser legs, and Chen Ling handed over 2 sticks. The sticks were straight and smooth, without burrs, and they were quite easy to hold. This stick is so beautiful, Bai Muchuan sighed, what is it for? Is it for self-defense? It can be used for self-defense, but mainly for exploring the way. There may be traps, holes dug by snakes or rabbits, and small collapsed mud pits in this forest. Don't just pursue speed when you walk in places with dense vegetation and poor light, you must use a stick like this. She tapped the ground with the stick, Try it and see if it's okay, then take a step. But, I'm here, so don't worry. I'll lead the way, and you just follow me. Don't be afraid, I'm here. Boyfriend Power Max. It's over, I'm bent. I never thought that I would set an alarm earlier than usual on a weekend, just to see Cheng Ling. It's worth it. I unilaterally declare that Cheng Ling is my next boyfriend. When Cheng Ling came to the camp, she had confirmed the direction. She drew a picture in her mind, and based on the light, streams, the direction of the trees, and triangulation, she roughly determined the direction of the cabin. So, she took the stick, led the way, and headed in the predetermined direction. Bai Muchuan was a chatterbox, sometimes talking about which restaurant in Fengcheng was delicious, and sometimes talking about interesting things in childhood. It was very much like elementary school students going out for an outing together. They chattered endlessly. To be honest, Cheng Ling didn't hate Bai Muchuan. This kid looked silly and innocent, but he was actually kind-hearted. Zhang Qiun didn't say much, he just responded intermittently. Cheng Ling was exploring the way with all her heart. If she walked alone, it would be much easier. Because when she stepped on the ground, she would leave some strength, and if there was anything wrong, she could immediately pull her feet out. But the two people behind didn't have that ability, and they couldn't teach it in a few words. So Cheng Ling paid extra attention and avoided several sunken hollow holes and rotten animal carcasses. They walked for 2 hours. Bai Muchuan chattered at the beginning, but became more and more silent, and his steps became heavier and heavier. Cheng Ling had already slowed down her pace, but Bai Muchuan still couldn't keep up, but Bai Muchuan gritted his teeth and said nothing. Until Bai Muchuan's footsteps were too low, and he was tripped by a tree root that spread out of the ground. Be careful. Cheng Ling was quick-witted and stretched out a stick to stop Bai Muchuan's body from falling. Zhang Qiun also supported Bai Muchuan and looked at his feet. He was tripped by a tree root, right? Cheng Ling looked at the sweat on Bai Muchuan's forehead and his lips were white. She said, "We should take a break. Brother Zhang, take care of Muchuan and give him some water. I'll find a clean place." "Okay," Zhang Qiun said. Cheng Ling was quick and found a few big stones in a short time. They were like stone tables, quite flat and clean. She walked around and didn't find any safety hazards, so she turned back to the place where they broke up and brought the two of them over. Bai Muchuan couldn't hold on any longer, so he sat down on a big rock and threw down his backpack. He was so tired that he didn't even have the energy to complain. Zhang Qiun was better. He handed the water to Cheng Ling and asked, "How long have we been walking?" Hiking in the wild without a watch or a mobile phone, there was no idea of how fast time was passing. He just asked casually. Cheng Ling said, "About 2 hours." She kept counting her heartbeats. She didn't do any strenuous exercise, so her heart rate was stable. It wasn't that she counted deliberately, it was a habit she developed after staying in the H Rangers for a long time.